Blog Talk Radio.
You are now listening to DC Radio.
Going full throttle, man. Full throttle, man. Going full throttle, man. Full throttle, man. Full throttle, man. Full throttle, man. Going full throttle, man. Full throttle, man. Going full throttle, man. Full throttle, man. Going full throttle, man. Full throttle, man. Full throttle, man. Full throttle, man. Going full throttle, man. Full throttle, man. No, I'm not a killer. 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 You ain't fucking with me. 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 Come on. Going full throttle, man. Full throttle, man. Going full throttle, man. Full throttle, man.
If they wanna count, they know where the money at. If they wanna count, they know where the money at. If they wanna count, they know where the money at. If they wanna count, they know where the money at. Beyond in these hoes, I'll be running back. Beyond in these hoes, I'll be running back. Beyond in these hoes, I'll be running back. Beyond in these
Hey yo, I keep my clientele all high as hell, all potent stuff, steady rolling up, about to light an L, fucking might as well, I got that bell in my cartel, love them brown skin caramel, women but it never fails, I spin them like they carousels, I'm cushed out, rimmied up, pass the blunt, let me take a puff, getting turned up and we done burnt up at least a quarter pound of this funky stuff, it's 6 chicks, 3 of us, and all of them got them donkey butts, all of them at least 8 and up, and that's an 8+, so my grade's up.
If they wanna count, they know where the money at. If they wanna count, they know where the money at. If they wanna count, they know where the money at. If they wanna count, they know where the money at. Beyond in these hoes, I'll be running back. Beyond in these hoes, I'll be running back. Beyond in these hoes, I'll be running back. Beyond in these hoes, I'll be running back.
Hey yo, you know my team strong like King Kong. Y'all peons ain't fucking with me, my green long. Bring it on, is that your chick with them jeans on? I'll smash her with your ring on. Wish I could fuck every girl in the world, nigga, that's my theme song. I'm smoking on something strong, eyes low, ching chong. I'm in the whip, I'm with a bad bitch, and we passing blunts like ping pong. My lean on, I'm in traffic, I'm riding around, I got package, and I'm looking for them fast girls. I call them Danica Patrick, they all action, and I'm matching. I'm a savage, I ravage. Girl, I don't wear skinny jeans, so you can go on and fill on my package, cause my status is above average. Got a pocket full of that cabbage. Trojans and big heads, I grind hard, I get bread. My dough grow, my cash spread. 420, I'm a hash head. Love red bones, I thrash them. I'll cut ya like Ashton or Butcher. I'm the bad man, don't talk to me about fashion. Music, money, women and weed, motherfucker, my passion. Yeah.
If they wanna count, they know where the money at. If they wanna count, they know where the money at. If they wanna count, they know where the money at. If they wanna count, they know where the money at. Beyond in these hoes, I'll be running back. Beyond in these hoes, I'll be running back. Beyond in these hoes, I'll be running back. Beyond in these hoes, I'll be running back.
Hey yo, I have no competition, my opposition them fucked up, they stuck up, shit creep without a paddle or a pot to piss in, too real, that's my condition, don't worry you can never catch it, just roll the bat to the side with G, don't worry you can never match it, I'm so gone, off the Atlas, in the Stratus, but hold on, one thing I know for sure though, I'm never too high to count my provolone, you already know I can hold my own, and you can catch me on a mobile phone, or smoking that shit with 5 or 6 chicks in a whip about as big as a mobile home, no 18 and no Patron, no Jose, no Calderon, I'm dark side, apartheid, all on my neck, but I don't condone, when the girl shows in the party on, dudes I don't mess with a bunch of y'all, bitch niggas think cause they rich, they ain't bitch niggas, what the fuck they on, I'm just laid back, puff the strong, sip my drink, laugh at it all, don't shoot it up, I ain't mad at y'all, I'ma do it up, I'ma have a ball, till last call.
I ain't even gonna wait till the motherfucking song get done. Yo, you already know what this is. Welcome to DCR Radio. I am your main motherfucking shit stain, Larry motherfucking Kushingberry. And would you please say the motherfucker? You know what I mean? I like to apologize to all my listeners, man. If you tried to check us out last week on the 4th of July, you know, it was the holiday, and I tried to run a show, you know what I mean? And, I mean, honestly, I was fucked up. You know what I mean? I wasn't even full-barred because you couldn't recognize me. I mean, if you try, you know what I mean? I was fucked up. You know what I mean? I listened to the show over again, and I sounded like Chinese man or something shit. You know what I mean? But I was talking English, so, you know, my bad. You know, you want to laugh and shit, and you go ahead and listen to that motherfucker show, and you going to roll like a motherfucker. I had y'all playing spades with me and shit. You know what I mean? Oh, yo, I got my co-host, Flawless Fortunado, on the line one time. What's good, baby?
What's good, cuzzo? What's good? What's good?
I can't call it, man. Game up, calling it shit. Sitting up here puffing on this new shit. My man say he
damn blunt shit.
Yeah, I barely got my shit rolled, man. At least the Henny was cold. That motherfucker, like, lukewarm now and shit. But the Lime-A-Rita still live, so I got the Lime-A-Rita, you know.
Yeah, I rolled my shit just before it came on.
Yeah, man. Now we gonna touch on a lot of shit. You know what I mean? You know how we do. We go wherever the fuck the conversation take us. And as usual, all the listeners, y'all are welcome to join in. Matter of fact, for people listening online, let me open this little chat room. That's at the bottom of the page if you're listening online. The chat room is at the very bottom of the page. You got to scroll down like it's saying like 3 pages, but that's where it is. You know what I mean? And you can chop it up with me. I can say shit. I can answer you. You know, all that type of bullshit. You know, but today, we're going to have, you know, a couple of little topics on the show, and also Flawless going to set us up for next week's show. You know, we'd like a little participation and shit on your behalf. But what we're going to start off with on this show, we're going to talk about which side you on, you know, as far as what do you believe, because I've been having arguments, not conversations. I've been having arguments with a lot of people about religion and science and stuff like that, and my only problem is everybody has a different religion. I mean, me and you might have the same religion, but it might not be the same as somebody else's, you know what I mean? And basically people hold their religion very dear to them, and I have no problem with that. But what you have to understand is the same way you hold your religion dear to you, I hold mine, you know, dear to me. So, you know, when you come off trying to teach me your word, you know, why would I want to hear that? Because in all truthfulness, you don't want to hear my word. Because what you're doing is you fucking with a person's faith. You know what I mean? So we're going to get off into that, you know, as far as
we want you to be fair. Ain't nobody trying to be disrespectful about what you believe in. Don't be disrespectful about what I believe in. Don't make my comments dumb, stupid, just like I won't make your comments dumb, stupid. And I go for caller on caller, host on caller, caller on host. It don't matter. Just respect everybody's opinion. You don't have to believe in it. All I can do is want you to just say, I understand what you're talking about, but I disagree wholeheartedly. And we're going to keep it pushing. Right? That'll be good. I mean, but any healthy debate be appreciated.
It's always good.
But no bashing.
Yeah, no bashing. You know what I mean? And I try to keep it like that. You know what I mean? I really do try to keep it even because I feel like, first of all, faith and religion are 2 different things, and people bunch them up all together. You know what I mean? You can have faith in what you believe in, but you don't have to follow the religion. And that's just real life. You know what I mean? So, you know, we just
but being spiritual or religious.
Right. Well, you know, people are spiritually aware, spiritually conscious, but you do not have to be religious.
Right.
Religion and faith are 2 different things. Religion and the belief in God are 2 different things.
That's right.
You know what I mean? So, you know, we just kicking it on stuff like that. It might be something that you heard that was crazy that somebody else believed that you might want to spit, or it might be something that's real close, you know, to hit real close to home to you that you might want to spit to us. You know what I mean? And we're going to tell you how we feel about the whole situation. And actually it's mixed up with science, you know, because actually most people who are deep into science don't believe that much about, you know, they don't believe everything that goes on in the Bible or everything that goes on in any religious book because, you know, science and religion are like at 2 different ends of the spectrum. You know what I mean? And then it was something
pretty much.
It was something. Go ahead.
Yeah, I could pretty much break in the biggest and the baddest controversy for religion and science, which is when the plague started in the Red Sea. A lot of people are not aware of the chain of events that happened. And if you know about the Bible, when the sea turned red, the fish died, the flies came, the frogs came, it's a reason why all that came in the succession that it came. It's a true situation, but it pretty much didn't have anything to do with religion. It was pure science. Pure science. The earth produces sulfur dioxide, and that's what the red stuff was in the sea. And anybody know what sulfur dioxide is? I don't even have to finish the story, because if you know what sulfur dioxide does, then you know why the fish died, and why flies came, why the frogs came, why the locusts came. You know why all that stuff came, because the food chain was in work at that point. That's science. Now, if you want to argue that God made those animals, that could be.
Hold on for a second, though, Flawless. Before we get too deep in that, I want you to tell people what the deal was. You had something that was going on for next week, like we wanted questions, or we wanted something. I want you to get in that right there.
I'm trying to drum up some participation out the crowd, out the audience, out of all our listeners. I want to come up with a situation where it's called Ask the Black Man a Dumb Question. And what I want y'all to do is use the email that's provided on the website. If it's not there now, it will be shortly. Send us some questions that you would just want to ask. You know, white people, Mexican, it don't matter, black on black. Just ask us a question, and we're going to try to answer it to the best of our abilities. It don't matter what the question,
how intelligent, it don't matter.
It could be a dumb question for us if you want to. It don't matter.
And I'm gonna throw the email in the. I'm gonna throw. this is chronic. I'm gonna throw the email on the on this show right here. But the email is simple. It's the Clinic Radio. You know, not the. You know, the Clinic Radio @gmail.com. Just send your stuff right there. You know what I mean? Anything, shit.
Send the questions. It don't matter.
It could be questions about us. It could be questions about the world. It could be relationship questions. It could be anything. I mean, you know what I mean? Treat us like we my man. What's that dude that know everything? The dry eyes dude? Ain't he smart as hell?
Yeah. Treat me like a dictionary. You know, look me up some. I bet you I got it.
Oh, we got it.
I'm going to give it to you the best way I can from a black man's point of view.
You know what I mean? Oh, my man. I ain't get to my man enough time, but he was, I guess he was quick on the button. One of my dudes and shit, he clicked in and shit, pressed one real quick and shit. I guess we ain't get to him enough time, but you know how that go. Fuck it. You know what I mean? He called back if you want to get in. You know what I mean? But yeah, what's y'all take? I mean, you know, tell us what's your take on the religion and the science thing, or tell us what you believe and stuff like that. Because see, this is why I am what I am, and a lot of people, you know, when I get to talking this stuff, they be, oh no, just stop. You know, but I mean, it's what I believe. Like everybody had their beliefs, and I just refuse to believe that if you're a Jehovah's Witness, you're going to heaven if you do everything that they think, but everybody else is going to hell. Because it's like a certain percentage of people that's going to heaven with Jehovah's Witnesses or something like that. And with Christians, you know, they believe you're not a Christian, you're not going to heaven. So it's like everybody has their little take on, if you do this, you're going to heaven. If you do this, you're not. You know, and they're all different. So am I supposed to believe that Muslims are the ones who got it down perfect and everybody else fucked up? Or am I supposed to believe Catholics got it down packed and everybody else is messed up? Or I mean, you see what I'm saying? And so I choose not to believe that, and I choose to listen to all religions. And you know, it might not be right, it might not be correct, but I
want to know. This is what I want to know. Like I'm gonna ask you this. Mm-hmm. If God touched a man in his head where his ear was cut off and made the man's ear grow back, right?
Yeah.
Okay. When they nailed him to the cross, why he just didn't stop and heal himself and get the hell on?
Well, that would have defeated the purpose. You know what I mean? The whole purpose of the story was that he died for our sins. You know what I mean? He felt pain. He endured great amounts of pain for our sin. And, you know how it go. You know how the story goes. Days later or whatever the hell it was, months later, shit, he rose from the dead. You know what I mean? So it's like that's the story, and that's the purpose.
But
of the story.
I understand that. But let's say from an atheist point of view, does that question make sense?
Yeah. I mean, because the thing is, at different points in time, different things happen. You see what I'm saying? That's the whole thing of the story. Like, okay, yeah, he can come back to life. He can do a lot of shit, but you had to endure that. That had to be done for us to get to the point that we're supposed to be. It's no different than Adam and Eve and how basically they're supposed to be the reason that we have sin and all this. He was supposed to have been, he died for our
Let me
sins.
tell you a story about that you really probably don't know. You know, Adam had a wife before Eve, right? You do know that, right?
He was a player then.
Her name was Lilith. Lilith. And the legend goes, just like the legend goes about everything in the Bible. The legend goes, this is old as this. I got the book here. It's called the Book of Eden. Anyway, the legend goes, they had an argument because she always wanted to be on top. She didn't want to be submissive. Mm-hmm. She never wanted to be on the bottom doing sex.
Mm-hmm.
She busted up.
Hold on. Hold up. He got rid of the bitch because she didn't want to be on the bottom?
Flat out, dog.
Adam wasn't playing this shit. He was a hardcore player. When
y'all get a time to Google Lilith, some cultures revere her as the god that come steal the babies when you had a crib death. You know, when they die in the crib, just all of a sudden they call it crib death. A lot of religions say she responsible for that because what she did was she never got pregnant, and when he banished her, she was trying to make Eve not be a barren woman. So every time she already
knew. So she already knew Adam was fucking with Eve. She already knew that nigga was about to get down.
Yeah, after he told her, because he had control. The man got control, and she didn't want to She didn't want to relinquish control. She wanted to be on top. She wanted to tell him, right? And he told her, "No, bitch, I'm about to turn you over." She was like, "Nope, no, you ain't." He like, "I'm tired of this." "No, well, you gonna be tired of it." He banished her. Hey, that's how she became a bad person.
First of all, because she's been on for a couple of minutes. Well, actually, she's been on longer than that, but she's been able to talk for a couple of minutes. What's good, co-host Lady KD?
What's good, y'all? I'm listening, and I'm like, wow, y'all into some deep religious talk tonight.
What's up, KD?
What's up, Flawless?
How you feeling, baby? How was your 4th?
Dang, I don't even remember.
It was a good one, then. It was a good one.
Oh, hell yeah. It was a blur.
Oh, I remember it. Now. I was preparing. I was supposed to be going to bed early that night because I had a flight the next morning. So, yeah, it was uneventful, actually. It was uneventful.
Wow.
What's up, ballin' and shit? Where you going, Acapulco?
No, Long Island, New York.
San Mendinguez and shit?
You said up there, Rhode Island. You said you was going to Rhode Island, New York? Hey, you know people up there?
No, Long Island, New York, and I'm still here. Yeah.
Oh, okay,
hey, they drink a lot of Long Islands up there?
You know what? I wonder if it tastes any better. I didn't even think about that, but I wonder if it tastes better. You know, seriously, I'm gonna have to find out.
It's gonna be a different 7 concoction that they give you up there. Probably.
I bet. So did it originate from here? I wonder.
Yeah. So that'll be the original.
Wow.
You know what I mean? So, it's like that new Harlem Shake shit. It look fun and funny and shit, but that ain't the real Harlem Shake. You know what I mean?
That ain't the real one, right?
Long Island, a true Long Island.
You silly as hell, Nick.
Hell yeah. Send me one of them motherfuckers. Bottle one of them bitches for me.
You know what? I might have to actually take a drink just to see if it's a difference, because I didn't even think about that since I've been here.
Oh, wow. Now, if you ain't drunk it all the time.
Well, who sells the best one and the true one?
Yeah.
You have to ask the question correct.
Right.
Yeah, I'm definitely a expert on many, many, many different concoctions from the D, so I'll be able to tell whether it's
Hey, KT,
better.
have you ever been to Royal Oaks Theater? I don't know if I should be plugging it like that, but you know the one with the bowling alley?
No.
Oh, man, they got one in Novi. But anyway, they got these drinks that's inspired by the movies that they show.
Oh, you told me about that.
Huh?
I said you told me about that one day when you was out there.
Yeah, the SWAT. God damn it, boy.
You said a what?
Really? It's fire?
Yeah, it's called the SWAT. It was inspired by the movie. They got a lot of drinks that's inspired by the movies that they have there.
I mean, but how is it really like inspired of it? Like, was that motherfucker? Well, how they do that?
I know. Like, what does it have to do with it?
They just threw some shit together and called it the SWAT. And I guess whatever liquors they was inspired by the movie.
Okay. So basically, it's like movie themed or that movie themed, and then they just make up stuff to get you messed up, and then just call it some part or something.
Right.
Hell
We're gonna mix this shit right here and call it the hottest movie out. Niggas gonna get fucked up.
You know what though? I've always loved that. Like before I was even DJing, I've always loved how the barmaids would come up with some shit, and it's just like you playing with people's lives. You know what I'm saying? They be putting all types of shit together.
Like you were
and then they call it. They would sit around. I remember we would just sit around and just be like, we can call it this, we can call it that, and it would be funny how a name would just stick. And it'll be then came up from everybody sitting around. Like sometimes they name it after a person, you know, or just something that it's like an insider, you have no idea. But it'll end up being a popular drink at that one bar, and it'll be something that'll have you just fucked up out your mind.
Yeah.
I love it.
So how you feel about Lilith?
You know what? That's what I was going to say. I can't wait to get to a part of this conversation where I can at least have a strong opinion. But I was actually being educated by all of what you guys are talking about because I have absolutely no biblical sense where that's concerned at all, like none. I had no idea that anybody else existed besides Adam and Eve. So I'm listening, like just totally intrigued right now.
Oh yeah,
I see the whole
Google that lady, Lilith. And it's spelled L-Y. If you pronounce it to Google, it'll get it.
Spell it though, if you can.
I can't.
Okay, I got you. You said it's Lila.
Well, I would think it's just like Lily, but TH on the end, I guess. What?
No, y'all just hold a second. I'll do it for you right now. Don't you worry about a thing.
Lila is like Lila. That's what it sounds like.
I think it's Lilith.
Lilith?
Yeah.
No, it's like Lyl.
Lilith. What y'all saying, man? We sound retarded. We sound like we on that short bus. Like it's only like one seat left and shit.
It's Lilith. It's just like Edith, but it's Lilith. It's Lilith.
Oh, he said Lilith. I thought he said Lila.
It's Lilith.
That's what I said.
Okay,
I hear you. I didn't hear.
I was a spelling bee champion. I have you know.
Oh, it's not down there.
Come on now. Hey, don't start that. You know I want to have a spelling bee. I was good too. I'll challenge you.
Oh, I'll challenge you right back.
Oh, we'll do that on air. We make that shit a month from now, for real. Let you get your knowledge up. Let you get let you get your Encyclopedia Britannicas and shit.
Nah, see that's the thing though, because how I'm gonna know you ain't cheating?
Oh no, I can't cheat. I can't cheat. You forgot. I'm over here on. Oh no, I can't do that. That wouldn't even be in the spirit of the game.
I want to have a watermelon eating contest.
Well, I'm gonna kill you in that too.
You can't kill me in that. Have you seen how big my lips are?
Hey, I don't give a fuck how stereotypical that shit is. I'm gonna fuck some watermelon up, real tough.
Man, I've been eating watermelon like a slave ever since I was a kid.
Why I gotta be like a slave and shit? You gotta just take it there.
Because that's stereotypical. So
Oh, okay. Okay.
All right. So what was you gonna say about Lilith? I got you with the spelling now. So what was you gonna say?
Well, based on what you said, that's just tripping me out. It's kind of scary too, because it's like, dang.
Right. That Adam was a player.
It almost. Nah, it's the scary part about her being barren or stealing the baby's lives and stuff. It sounds like mythology almost. I've never heard of it, literally. Right. So it's like, it sounds wicked, like for real.
But you know what? You know what though? But like everybody else know, that the world didn't start with religion. The world didn't start with a Bible, like boom. I mean, yeah, the Bible said God created the earth and all that shit, but I mean, come on, that's the whole thing about the Bible. What you can argue about. The Bible's not like it's not like a diary. You know what I mean? It's more like a book. What it really is, a book, and it tells you stories.
What it is. It's
like
the Quran.
A chronicle.
It's a set of instructions on how you are supposed to act in accordance of. Other than that, it's nothing else. That's what the word Bible means. If you remember the old Bible, the word Bible was an acronym on front of the Bible. It was B.I. It was B.I. Remember how the Bible was back then? Even in what's that slave movement? She's like Massa.
How the hell old are you, man?
What is that?
I know the analogy. We can shorten this motherfucker so quick. Bible stands for basic instructions before leaving Earth. Yeah, I heard that analogy. You know what I mean? And that's basically what it is.
And that's what it is. That's what it is. If you go back and you read those stories, the stories have morals and bottom lines to them. If you know how to read stories, every story it's trying to show you something or point something out to you.
But people take that shit figuratively. People take that shit figuratively. You know what I mean?
But the white man did it like that because it was a European thing for the Bible to be wrote and concocted in the first place from a bunch of non-Europeans.
Well, it was the Roman Catholic Church and shit that really was like, fuck it, we about to clamp this shit down.
Constantine is the one. Emperor Constantine is the one who put the Bible together. He the one said what the Bible should be. He needed to unify the people. So he took something from everything that was there. It was more than just those books that were put in the Bible. That's why you got the Dead Sea Scrolls. You got the Book of David. Oh, you got, man, there's so many different books.
Bro, you ain't even got to stay Catholic with it, cuz. You ain't got to stay Catholic with it. You can go back to Egyptian. You can go back to almost any religion, and the similarities are just so astronomical when it comes to the Father and the Son and all of this and that. All that shit is almost the exact same. You know what I mean?
The reason for it being almost the exact same, Kemet in Egypt is in Africa. Every religion that has been spawned, period, has came from Africa and Egypt. Everywhere over there is a different religion no more than 50 feet away from each other. They don't tell y'all that. Every religion originated in motherfucking Kemet. That's where all the different books came from. That's why when Constantine, when they came through and they started sacking everybody and taking everybody's shit, that's when they was going around with that shit, take the sword or the Bible. You don't remember that. And people and true Christians and true people will tell you God will never threaten your motherfucking life to follow him for nothing in the world.
You know what I hate? You know what I hate? Just right what you just said, what I can't stand what motherfuckers say, and I understand the meaning of it, but I can't stand it, is I'm God-fearing, and I'm like, you're not supposed to fear God.
Nope, can't
Real
do
talk. Real talk. You're supposed to love God. You're supposed to worship God. You know what I mean? I understand what they trying to say, but I never really liked that shit, ever.
No, that's when it changed from the true meaning of the Bible, basic instructions before leaving Earth.
Right, you fear God so we can control you because you got to stay in line with what we up here preaching to you, regardless.
That's right.
Of what
when he put the Bible together, that's what it was all about. It was about the control. If I can control the religion, because back then they was just tampering with money. Remember in the story, that's what Jesus was mad about when he went through and kicked over the money changers' tables. That's what he got in trouble for, because he was like, "Damn, y'all doing this now?" That's what he alleged. That's what got him in trouble.
Hey, you know some shit too, and this ain't really Bible related, but you know I finally finished that motherfucker that movie and shit that I was telling you about when I kept telling you I wanted to go back as far as I could go back. You know what I mean?
Right.
Man, I finally finished that shit, man, and it was basically, you know, cutting out all the extras and all that. It was basically like, there was man here. We already know that before there was the Homo sapien, because we had the Homo erectus, we had the Cro-Magnon man, we had, you know what I mean? So that's where shit come to play when you say God created us in His image. We didn't look nothing like the Cro-Magnon man or the Homo erectus. You know what I mean? The Homo erectus was like the first human to stand on 2 feet. That's why it's called erect. You know what I mean? And what happened was it was another ice age shit. You know what I mean? We'd had like 2 or 3 ice ages on the earth. It was another ice age, and most of them died off. And the ones that survived, they said basically each and every one of us living is one of them. And what they did was they had basically they originated in Arabia. They crossed that water right there from Africa to Arabia. So they were in Africa, but like the ice age, and motherfuckers just died off. You know what I mean? And the ones that survived crossed the water to Arabia. So that's where we all came from. Everybody on this earth is related to them. You know what I mean? And that shit was fucking me up. That was blowing my mind. So now I got to get deeper, and now I got to figure out from there, where do we go to the point where we differ? You know what I mean? I already know what they're going to say, but I need the motherfucking specifics. You know what I mean?
But, you know, the Caucasians hit the mountains, and we stayed on the low ground in the damn sun. That's why they got the thin, long noses, because the air was thin, so they didn't need to take in as much.
Right. I mean, like I said, I kind of know it, but I got to hit everything. You know me, I want to know it all. You got to try to know it all.
We was in the sun, that hot-ass air, we needed more because we had to process the hot air through the cool body. Because the air was so hot, it had to come in at a bigger rate, and the air was thick. Shit is crazy, dog. That's why we ended up with the bigger noses. And as you go down in the mixing of the mountain people and us, because they called them the cave dwellers. Them the motherfuckers that was really in the caves, the honkies in the cave. Well, I'm sorry, the Caucasians.
Right. You know, we ain't trying to get racial on this motherfucker. We don't give a fuck about none of y'all motherfuckers.
Yeah, we did it in the stand. We did it in the soft stones.
Right.
Where we could be cooled off.
But then, like I said, but how do that tie into, you know, the things in the Bible? And I say they really don't. That's why I agree with what you said. It's a book.
It really don't. Because the first, I think it's sandstone script is what they call in the first manuscript tablet that they ever found, and it had nothing to do about religion. Religion didn't come in until, I forget. It's like 3000 AD when everybody was worshiping the sun. That was it first. Because all they knew was
you mean BC?
BC, right. It's BC. All they knew about was the sun, for the simple fact and reason they knew if the sun rose and hit the dirt, shit grew out the dirt. They ain't know how.
But it happened. That shit was connected.
They figured that shit out. So that's how it was right off the back, because when that came out, we was able to eat.
Let me ask you a question. Either one of y'all.
Yep.
Either one of y'all that know the answer to answer it. Do y'all know how long it was supposed to be that after Jesus' death that he was in the tomb before he was resurrected?
Wasn't it some days? 30-some days?
How long was it actually?
Actually, it wasn't that long. No, it wasn't. It wasn't that long.
I'm thinking 3 days.
Yeah, I was about to say it was 3. I know I was just going to change it. That's why I'm saying 33 is 3. It was 3 days.
Right, and let me just show y'all where my mind be at with different things. You know, Jesus is, you know, you got the Father, the Son. You know, Jesus is the Son. You know what I mean? And he rose. He was resurrected in 3 days. You know what's funny as hell? You know, all this stuff about the end of the world and all that shit supposed to be like December 21st and all this type of stuff. Actually, the sun, that's the winter solstice. That's when the sun stops falling in the sky. You know, when the sun falls in the sky as far as to us, that's when it gets colder. You know what I mean?
Right.
And when the sun rises, that's when it gets warmer, summertime. You know what I mean? So actually, that's the winter solstice. That's at the point where the sun seems like it sits at one point for 3 days, and then it reverses, and that's when spring is on the way.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And it's just funny how there are a lot of similarities to science and astronomy and things like that.
Yep.
When you look and read the Bible, and I'm not here to crush your world. I'm not here to tell you nothing about Jesus, nothing about your God, nothing. I'm just saying if you really get into science and you learn about the constellations and everything, you know what I mean? It ties right into the stories in the Bible.
Especially Pisces. That's why they use the fish sign for the symbol of Jesus, because of Pisces. But you can't tell people that.
But see, what it is the zodiac, the constellations go backwards here on Earth. So it don't start with the Januaries and then go to the Decembers. It starts with December and goes to the Januaries. And Moses and not Moses. Was it Moses? It may have been. What was it? Didn't he find some people and they were worshiping the bull? Or they were worshiping the goat? They were worshiping one of them. And he
it was a bull.
Wasn't right. You know, and it was always about that type of stuff. You know what I mean?
It was bull because it was the Taurus. Because of the Taurus,
right,
it was the bull.
Right. That ties into the Taurus. And then you had an age after that, which is the other zodiac. We're going backwards now. You know what I mean? So I think that was like Aries or something like that. And then, you know, Jesus, in his time, he was the fisherman. He was a fisherman. You know, he always had 2 fish. Remember, he took like 2 fish and fed like 1,000 million people?
That's why
you know what I mean?
just said
Jesus was a fisherman. The next zodiac constellation is Pisces. And guess what? Guess what age we have just hit now? Ta-da! The age of motherfucking Aquarius. That is where the fuck we are right now. You know what I mean? And that was the whole point of that Mayan shit and the end of the world. It was the end of the calendar because it was the end of another motherfucking age.
Cycle.
You know what I mean? So
going back the other way.
It's real talk. I'm schooling y'all, real talk. So you already know what the next age is going to be. Whatever the fuck it is. What is that? Capricorn? Who fuck is this in January?
Shit, but you know what? That shit going to be so goddamn long, though. We might not see.
We ain't going to see that shit, period.
Yeah, we ain't going to be here for that.
I think that shit like 56,000 years or some shit.
Yeah, I'm like, hell no, we ain't going to be here for that.
You know what I mean? But no, I mean, you know.
That's one of them bucket list travel things. I want to make it there.
But Rogers, nigga. Hey, but you know, like I said, I'm just telling y'all the similarities of, you know, our beliefs and science, astronomy, the galaxy, the universe. You know what I mean? All this shit tie in together. And I just feel like it's more than a coincidence. Like maybe everybody's stuck on the stories, and maybe we should be stuck on the meaning. That goes
and
for
before
more,
anybody call or make any suggestions that y'all believe that, y'all done seen that, my thing about people who want to say that, ain't none of y'all been around when the first edition of the Bible was written, let alone any other ones. The only reason why you know anything about the Bible is because somebody instilled that in you. That's the only reason why. If you ever thought about stepping off and breaking off and doing and thinking for yourself at one time, acquiring some more information, because the information that was instilled in you, ain't nothing wrong with it, but there's something wrong with it when you stop and you don't want to absorb any more information. And then you think the information that's available to you is no good.
Bro, you can keep going. I'm still going to tell you what I'm going to tell you.
Oh, no, I ain't.
My boy's grandmama so old, she probably wrote that bitch. So don't tell nobody that they wasn't around when that bitch was wrote. I tell you, old girl look like Bob Hope, like shit, like times 20 and shit. You know what I mean? Out there.
But I'm just saying, just even with that, you just saying that part, people don't even realize that the Bible was found, the original was found in a language nobody even knew what the fuck it was. It had to be translated from somebody being smart enough saying, okay, I know what this means. And they took his fucking word.
Right. You know what I mean?
They took his word.
People don't even know what it means and shit.
Didn't even know what it meant. And then it had to be transcribed 6 more times after that. Anybody know about the real Bible? There's been so many editions, versions, testaments, new, old, everything. So don't come to me talking about you believe that, because I can really hurt your feelings about what you believe, and I don't even want to do that. So that's what I was calling, saying in the beginning, don't do it.
You said that motherfucker like Harry Potter books, huh?
Yeah.
There's a million of them.
Don't do it. I'm warning you, Chico.
But no, you know.
Hey, man, I
just look at different shit.
Say what, good?
Just look at different shit. Keep your mind open. Like you keep your eyes open, keep your mind open. That's all it is.
That's all. That's all. I want to enlighten you, not disrupt you.
No matter what you believe, it's always good to kind of know everybody's side.
That's all.
They give you a better choice of what to believe. You know what I mean? So no, it ain't
or
all about
make
that.
You make better connections. Either one.
Some
of y'all never thought about astronomy when motherfucking Kushingberry started mentioning that, and y'all know what y'all read in the Bible, and it kind of makes sense. That's all. That's all we saying. If it makes sense, then you roll with it. If it don't, that's on you. Information is king. No, it's better to know what to denounce than denounce something you don't know about.
You know, and I really, like I said, I ain't got no problem with the people who believe what they believe and who read their Bibles, read their Qurans, you know, read whatever you read faithfully. I ain't got no problem with that. You know what I mean? My whole thing is shit. Believe in what you believe, but the preacher or the whatever who's standing up there telling you you don't worship him either. It's still all about your God. You know what I mean? Nothing is greater than that. And if you don't believe in God, it's about whatever it is for you. But if you believe in God, it's all about your God. It ain't about that man that's sitting up here telling the story so good you think you watching TV. You still, I mean, feel me?
For sure, though. He said, follow no man.
And since we up on here, fuck it. You know what I mean? I'm tired of these motherfuckers who like, no, see, that's the problem. Money the root of all evil. You got to pay your tithes and your tax. Look, dude, I mean, real talk, we talking about God here. And if you believe in him, what the fuck make you think he needs some money that we created? He created us. You know what I mean? So, I mean, you get off of that shit. That right there, if that don't prove to you that the Bible was motherfucking man-made, then, I mean, come on.
But that's one of the conundrums that I pose to people. I tell them all the time, didn't Jesus go in there and kick them tables over when the bankers were sitting there with that money? Wasn't he mad about that? Now you going to tell me he told you, tell me to give you 10% of my money I make?
Right. No, I thought it was 15.
Oh, it went up?
Maybe, yeah, I thought it was 15. I ain't going to lie to you. I thought it was 15.
Man, I wasn't brought up on 10. I was brought up on 10%. I mean? If it went up on 15, the economy bad, boy.
And I'm all for keeping your spot open. You keep your spot open if that's where you go and you worship your Lord. You know what I mean? But stop with the worshiping the man. You worship the God. You know what I mean? He just telling you the story. You can read that shit yourself. You know, you just might not be able to read that good, or you might not be able to be as motherfucking exciting as him and shit, but it's the same thing. Shit.
Yeah.
And now they got a dress code up in that motherfucker. I mean, I thought if I was homeless, I could walk up in that bitch with whatever I had on. I know I'm probably smelling like some British niggas or something.
Church, I've been invited to. They don't care what you wear. They just want you up in there. I just had a chick ride up on me when I was sitting in the car enjoying myself. Hand me a flyer in the car. about a church that was in the neighborhood where I was at, and she was like, it's free. I'm going to cook for them. It's a Bible study weekend. You ain't got to do it. They ain't got to dress no. So this first thing she said, they ain't got to dress no kind of way. And even when you decide to come to the church, we hope you do, you ain't got to dress no kind of way. They trying to just get them in church, period. They figured out that if we make y'all stop buying $500 and $600 shoes and $800 shoes, we could probably get some of that. Come dress how you want to. If you got money to do that, to come up in here and still give up some money, we're going to help you out. Fuck them people who making them clothes and all that. Come how you want to. Wear your work clothes.
Time's hard as hell, dude. And I refuse to believe that the Lord, like, dude, if you ain't got my 15%, man, don't walk up in this pit.
Flat out.
I can't believe that.
They make them feel like that.
And that's
the
why
building fund. A brand new building. What we need a building fund for?
Like motherfuckers be like, real talk. I got people real close to me that be like, yeah, all that, but really to get close to God, to do this, that, and you gotta stop smoking that weed. You gotta do this, that. Now I don't worship weed. I don't fucking worship weed. I know who the hell God is, and I'm just telling you who my God is. My God is an unconditional loving God. You know what I mean? So as long as I ain't out here murdering motherfuckers, as long as what I'm trying to do, I'm trying to better other people's lives and better myself, and I'm not trying to hurt anybody, and I'm not hurting anybody, I don't motherfucking think I'm going to hell for that. Matter of fact, I'm about sure of that shit.
Flat.
You know what I mean? Real talk.
I ain't going to say church. I'm going to say tabernacle to that one.
And I'm talking, and I mean that honestly to anybody. You got people who abuse their bodies, man. You got motherfuckers out here strung out on all types of shit. But I don't think that is the factor that's gonna send them to hell or not heaven. I think there's a lot of other heavier factors that can send your ass to hell, like murder. The way when you hurting other people, when you against the world, when you not here to be a productive motherfucking human being, you here to do damage, But it's so much other shit to worry about than worrying about the minor things that people do.
All right, now I got a question for you. On the opposite side, we done told religion a new asshole right now. I'm going to get off there right now. I want to know, do you believe that it's possible for us to colonize another planet? And I just want a yes or no from you first.
Can I question one thing?
Yes, sir.
Do you mean like right now?
I'm gonna say, let's say realistically, not being funny, in the next 50 years.
In the next 50?
Yes.
Hell yeah, because I do believe that. Okay, go ahead. You said yeah. Question. Yep. Yes.
Okay. Now the reason why I say that is because if you can believe that. You can believe, would you believe life formed on another planet and it dried up like they say in this one about to, and they skipped their ass over here?
Because, like every motherfucking scientist that I ever listened to kick they shit on the world or the planets or the earth, they all like, shit, even the motherfucking movie that I told you that I watched. What created us came from another planet.
Okay.
When I say that, I don't mean like it was an alien and whatever it had a baby like Superman type shit.
The ingredients was out there. You knew the ingredients was out there.
Right, bacteria, the one cell organisms, whatever every life on Earth originated from, did not come from Earth. Most believe that it was an asteroid when the Earth was being bombarded with asteroids when it was created. So
even still, my question again, with that even being said, that means would it be a fair assumption to say those particles and ingredients didn't only fall on Earth, they fell on other planets as well?
Very possible, but it could be very improbable too. You know what I mean? So
I can go deeper. I can go deeper because they have evidence of moon-like planets that shaped like the sun and had the burnout characteristics of a sun and dead planets around it.
Mm-hmm. I mean,
they got them everywhere.
Because we'd have to be a fool to think that if no matter how big the fucking house is you in, how big the mansion is you in, if you stuck a pen down on the table, our motherfucking galaxy is smaller than that pen on that table, and no matter what fucking house you talking about is the universe, you would have to be a fucking fool to think that in that much of a space, we just the only singularity to have spawned life. But the thing is, everybody say that.
I'm glad you use that word. I'm glad you use that word singularity because they got singularity groups and they got plural groups.
Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? But I mean, you'd have to be kind of like, I mean, that's like you winning the lottery, but with your chances being a billion more out your favor, times a billion more out your favor, times a billion more out your favor. I mean, just keep going. I mean, it's like, dude, at some point in time, you just got to say, it got to be a possibility of that.
Flat out. So, I mean, just to go back to what we were saying, that flies in the face of the so-called religion that they spawning on y'all so far as I'm concerned, because the thing is, the gods are who they are, but they were probably made by the same thing. Because it had to be some people or something somewhere that made it possible for the trickle-down effect to where we are. Just like you were saying, you went back as far as you could.
Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And what happened was actually, what was it? The moon was actually part of the Earth.
Allegedly, because it crashed into it and made it itself again.
No, it's a big-ass something, maybe even another planet, but something crashed into the motherfucking Earth. You know what I mean? Took chunks off of it, you know what I mean? That shit spin around the motherfucking Earth just like Saturn got the rings, which is dust particles and shit that spin around that, spun around the Earth so many motherfucking years, that shit clumped together and shit, and they like the moon was a lot closer to the Earth. There was a lot of different motherfucking differences. You know what I mean? And like I said, there's a lot of motherfucking life on Earth before us. We ain't even been here that long. And motherfuckers act like our little 500,000 years that they think, you know, they think that that's when all life was created. The universe, everything was not created when we touched down.
It was already gone.
We are minuscule on this motherfucking timetable.
Yeah, if that's the case, we was late for the party, for real, because it was way better than what it's ever been now. This is shitty now.
You know what I mean? But actually, it ain't. It's perfect for us. That's why we here. That's why we thrive.
I mean, it was perfect then, but it was primo perfect. It was primo perfect.
Because you don't know necessarily what those changes would have put on us by the moon being closer. You know what I mean? And then plus, okay, we dropped.
I know we'd be shitting a lot faster. I know that much.
Hey,
because the pull of the moon is what makes the tide and the water come in, and we synchronized by that. And generally, when you had enough to eat, and when the moon is at a particular you have to, for real, dog. It's got a gravitational pull. It's because of the moon. Your ass ain't hitting the ceiling in the room right now.
Hey, check it out though. They say there's a lot more oxygen on that motherfucker too. They say there's a lot more oxygen because the ozone layer. You know, already know how they talk about we depleting the ozone layer and all that. But the ozone layer and all, it was a high content of motherfucking oxygen, so everything was big as hell. That's why we couldn't have survived anyway, dude. That's why we couldn't survive anyway. Everything was big as hell. I mean, like a motherfucking scorpion dog would have probably been about the size of a Rottweiler.
Right.
You know what I mean? That shit was crazy than a motherfucker, man. You know, so it was just the perfect time for us. You know what I mean? And we still see shit changing. They always talk about what's happening. You know what I mean? The sun getting hotter because it's going to get hotter before it die out. You know, but we ain't going to see none of this shit. But that's just real shit.
No.
You know what I mean? And then, like, the universe,
the
the Big Bang.
The grandkids will never see it.
You know, no, ever. You know what I mean? But, like, the Big Bang. Okay, for religious purposes, God created the Big Bang. That was him creating the universe. That motherfucker was a boom, and it expands out. And that's why the universe is so fucking big. That shit's still expanding, but it's slowing down and shit. And we'll never see this either. But, shit, when it slow down, it's going to start contracting back into each other. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
but at the same time, while the universe is moving.
What's the edges? They've been trying to figure out where the edges is for the longest.
They'll never get to the edges because it's still expanding.
Right. It's some funny shit. That shit is crazy.
That's like niggas is motherfucking 1,000 miles ahead of you building the road just as quick as you driving that way. Nigga, you'll never reach them.
Damn. KD, what happened? You there, sweet baby? Lady KD.
She might be out like the light shit. She like, these niggas talking religion and politics. I don't give a fuck. I want to hear about some dick and you know she a pervert in her own mind and shit. Trying to wake her up. She ain't listening. That's how you do, K Dizzle. K Doggy Dog.
Another one bites the dust. Another one bites the dust.
Let's get on some freaky shit. You know me, I like to talk some freaky shit. It's just us guys. Why the fuck not? You know what I mean?
Shit,
Let's talk some real shit, man. Let's talk some real shit. I want to ask you this question. Let me ask you this question. Why are women never satisfied with what you do?
Well, I'm going to go out on the women and say after that first time of getting burnt, of putting their all in, a lot of women have never been taught to cope with a letdown or misfortune. So the automatic thing to do is always overstrive for something and try to just take what the minimum is, but still complain about it not being enough because you figure if you do that, you'll at least get this. Instead of just being happy with what's on board because you've never understood what it is to not get. And when it, because you put your all, you know how they always talk, the first guy did like this, I was all in, I was a good girl, I did all this, but damn, when I found that shit, I'm like, damn, that shit never happened to me again. And women forgot how to be women. Men forgot how to be men too. I ain't going to try to put it all on them, but for that question, I believe that's what it is because they've never got a coping mechanism class.
Okay. All right. And I
believe that to be real talk.
I can kind of feel you on that. You know what I mean? I kind of feel you on that, what you're saying.
I can agree with that.
You know what I mean? Damn, she up. There she is.
I was having some issues and I had to put y'all on mute and deal with that and then come back.
I got you.
Okay.
Do what you gotta do. Were you dropping the kids off at the pool?
Oh, no. I don't even think I would have to push mute for that.
Oh, no, not a silent killer. Silent killer.
We're not going to go into that subject. I don't know how we always somehow, at least once a month,
somebody back.
Well, I want to hear your take on what this question is before you start talking about them turds you done dropped.
No, we ain't talking about that tonight, for real. We ain't going to go there. But, yeah, I really do, baby. Are you sleepy? Okay, get off my shoulder. Give me a kiss.
Yeah.
Love you.
Like, boo, nigga, boo.
Go to bed.
What's up?
Okay.
Yo, but check it. Yeah.
I think I really do agree with. At least I put my ear to the phone when I heard Flawless giving his response, whatever. Then I had to take it away for a second and push mute one more time, so I didn't hear like everything. But from what I did hear, I really do agree with everything that I did hear that you said. The question
we about
again
to take
was,
this.
what was the question again exactly?
Why do women feel like no matter what a guy do, it's never enough?
Yeah,
never satisfied.
Yeah, I do agree with you. I agree with you in the sense that I really don't like the general question. What?
Oh no, we're gonna get with you in 1 second, folks. Now, go ahead, Kitty.
No, I was basically saying that I think it does happen a lot when a woman gets hurt by one man. She will carry that baggage, and sometimes it's baggage, and sometimes it's like taking what you learned. You know what I'm saying? And it's hard. It's like a thin line between knowing.
Yeah, it's hard to distinguish with the two. Yeah, I can believe that.
Because, and I think men and women do it, but we're talking about women right now, so I'll address it in that way. I think that some women learn lessons, and then they realize, I'm not going to give so much of myself and da-da-da-da because of what they have experienced. And then I think that sometimes their expectation levels are maybe higher than what their choice is, meaning if you choose a guy who is outwardly not on the level that you emotionally are on, don't expect him to be giving you more than what, more than somebody on that level would give. Right.
Right.
And it goes for emotionally, physically,
financially. Don't put the relationship in a deficit in the beginning because you expect more than this man can produce.
Exactly.
No matter what it is. If you know he's working at McDonald's, the nigga only getting like $350 a week, don't expect the nigga to give you $200. Get the $75 and be happy.
Exactly.
Hey yo, 469, you on DCR, the Clinic Radio. Who is this?
This is Miss Karma. How you doing?
What's up, Miss Karma? How you doing?
Okay, so when I first called, I heard y'all talking about bowel movements and stuff. I said, let me press one real fast because I am not in the mood.
Right. We try not to do that this week. We try not to do that
y'all
this week.
Already know how that conversation went last time.
Yes.
Oh, my gosh. It was so
I
wild.
know.
How y'all doing?
We was like stuck on it too. It was like we could not. It was like one of them car accidents.
It was kind of hard, but I don't want to discuss that. That's why I called in. Like I got to press one so we can switch it up a little bit.
Right. Hold up. So
we ain't gonna address it no more. We done with that. But so what do you think? What do you think as far as your opinion about women who just seem to never be satisfied with what a man is doing? What not satisfied when she shouldn't be, but the kind of just never seem to be able to be satisfied with nothing. They don't appreciate shit. Just can't.
Well,
I mean, not necessarily.
I like how she put that, though. I think that more so has a lot to do with the type of relationships that most women have in their past. They look at whatever they've already dealt with, and then whatever new guy that they meet, they put so much expectations on him to go above and beyond, and he might not even have that ability. I'm not saying that he's lacking it, but maybe his competence level.
His portfolio ain't that extensive. I get you.
Everybody's
or he might not be
some experience in every year, but it doesn't necessarily make him a bad guy. It doesn't necessarily make her a bad female. It's just that she needs to learn more about herself instead of sitting up here looking for a guy to compensate in areas that she can't even do herself. You know what I mean? That's the bad thing.
And even on the emotional level, sometimes you gotta look at it like it is what it is, not what it's not. So you can't, because you're ready to be in a serious, committed, loving relationship, look at whoever I get with next gonna be treating me like he wants to marry me. He might not be on that page. You know what I'm saying? So every time he doesn't do things that make you feel like there's a promising future, you're getting all bent out of shape and disappointed, but that's your expectation that you set. And it's not in that particular guy. So you need to move on.
And possibly ruin a good relationship.
me and Mr. Kushingberry was talking about the other day when we was how women and men need to take time to get to know each other first, as far as like developing a friendship with each other. Therefore, they already know what the other person is expecting. You know what I mean?
Right.
But a lot of people don't take that time because they may be fascinated by the way they look, the way they dress, you know, how many friends they have, what type of job they do, and then when it comes down to some real shit, then nobody's on the same page. You know what I mean?
Right.
And that is I must tell you. Oh, go ahead.
And that's a valid point. And I also, what I had said when we were talking about that, and we never even discussed this part. I don't know what happened. Maybe you had to go or whatever, but I was like, also, I can see that being a double-edged sword, too, because as we have also discussed on the show before, okay, what do you do? I mean, is it that shallow? Or what do you do when you do build a friendship with a person? You know, you guys then take it to the next level and, you know, you start a relationship, and like you said, that's probably the best way to do it, which people don't do. But you do this.
So, but it takes two open individuals.
Phoebe,
you know, when
Phoebe,
you.
though, hold on.
Okay,
I'm
sorry.
This is the end of this
question.
question.
This is karma. I understand you ain't heard my voice in a while, but it's cool.
Yeah, and you sound different. You know what? You sound so much happier. You sound so much fucking happier. I know.
I am.
Congratulations.
You don't know how much stress relief. I've been so excited because I did a text. You don't understand. It's like, oh my gosh, the men here is like so great. You know, they're helpful. They treat me like, you know, I've never seen this before. And I'm like, oh my God.
Is it too personal for you to tell us, like, kind of like a little bit of the background to what you just, with the step you just made?
Well, over the last
we do know you.
I've done, yeah, but I don't mind putting it on the air because, you know, I'm happy now. But it took me a while to get there. You know what I mean?
Okay,
being abused and being in a domestic violence relationship, you know what I mean? And raising a daughter who's looking at me. So it's my job to teach her about love and that you don't have to settle for anything, for a place to stay, you know what I mean, or food to eat. You don't have to be a slave or be used as a punching bag.
Amen, hallelujah.
And more diversity in life. And so Dallas offers that. And being in Oklahoma is so segregated and racist there. But that's the norm for them. That's all that they know. But me, I know in my heart there's better because I'm a better person. I'm not like that. So when I came here, oh my gosh, it's hella expensive. You know what I mean? It's expensive. I spent like over $700 in like 1 week, but they kind of robbed me anyway. They charging me daily for a daily rate, and the weekly rate is $225, all because I'm in a nightly room. Like, you stupid fucks. If I'm staying here every day, why don't you just charge me $225? I'm spending more money than these bums running around, sitting outside, drinking and smoking and all that. The fuck out of here. You know what I mean? But it's hella expensive. My job was like 45 minutes away, and not knowing anybody, having friends out here, I'm not leaving my daughter in a hotel room. So I pretty much, I chose to go through the transitional housing where they provide resources, help out with gas vouchers, and put you in your own place, furnished apartments and stuff like that. And
that's what's up.
Hey, where are you?
I need it. You know, I'm in Dallas.
Wow.
I need it.
I mean, but it's good. It's really good. You know, I'm getting the help that I need, and if I had to start from where I came from just to get to this point so I can be happier and provide a better environment for my daughter, then you know what? I'll go through it. You know what I mean? It's worth it.
Hey, you know
but
what?
I'm working,
really,
I'm still working on the border. You know what I mean? And the people down here, oh my gosh! Every time I go somewhere, they're like, "Welcome to Texas." I'm like, "Thank you." Men opening doors, guys staring at me, whistling. I'm like, yeah. I'm kind of nervous. I'm used to that. You know what I mean?
She say she in the right spot. Yeah, that's what's up.
Yeah. They love women like me here. Oh, well, thank you. More to come. I don't see it no time soon. Okay, enough about me. So, you know, I have a crush on somebody, but they keep turning down my advances, and I don't know how to handle that. You know what I mean?
You don't. Just keep going.
Oh, okay.
What you do is you got some Duracells in your flashlight right now. I see you slashing a little thing. What you need to do, since that motherfucker act like he don't see that bright light in his eye, take them Duracells out and put you some rechargeables in that bitch, and you start flashing that bitch otherwhere else. Don't even worry about flashing back that other way. But you put them better batteries up in there, so that motherfucker be like, damn, it's bright as hell over there. He gonna be running through the dark chasing the light. Don't worry about it.
Mr. Kushingberry, I guess I gotta leave you alone. I gotta change my battery.
What you talking about, me? Hold on. Ladies and gentlemen, this show is just took a crazy turn. Hold on. I'm listening like I was listening too, and all of a sudden my name come out of everybody's mouth.
That's what it is. That's what it is.
That's what it is.
I didn't put you on blast like that, but I know y'all keep it real. So,
yeah, we do.
100%. Your homeboy for saying that. You know what I mean? He told me to change my batteries. Guess what? I'm getting new ones tomorrow. I'm tired of the man that keep rejecting me, Mr. Kushingberry. It's all
you know what?
I mean, I have to stand by my word no matter who it is.
I mean, honestly, let me tell you like this. Honestly, and I'm just going to be honest with you. You know what I mean?
Please.
When people connect, when people connect on a certain level, you just don't fuck with it. And ever since me and you been talking, you just always been 100 cool peeps.
And you have,
you know what I mean? And I'm just gonna be real with you. I mean, you done told me a couple of times, like, well, damn, nigga, I'm flirting with you, and you just ain't, you know. And the whole thing is, I mean, and I'm just telling you about me, and I don't want no show to be about me, really. I like to have fun, but I just tell you a little something about me. You know what I mean? I don't really get that shit. You feel me? I don't get none of that shit. I don't get none of such and such is coming on to you, such and such is doing this, such and such is doing that. You know what I mean? Cause
what you mean you don't get it? Like you don't grasp on, you don't notice that somebody is flirting with you? My
mind's somewhere else. And when you telling me about your life and I'm helping you and you know, you chopping it up and you like, oh my God, you know, I'm feeling like, shit, this my homegirl. You know what I mean?
Looking at her. Right. I mean, I get that too, but it doesn't mean that it's going to stop me from being attracted to you. I was attracted to you.
I want you to be attracted to me. I want every woman in the world to be attracted to me.
Interested. That's a turn off. You know what I mean?
Really?
So like
a
boy says, you know, I need to change my flashlight. So yep.
Let me tell you like this.
It is bigger in Texas, so that's why I'm here.
Miss Carmen, let me tell you like this. You are a very beautiful woman. You know what I mean? I like you. But honestly, and I think it's the same way with you. All you saying is, yeah, nigga, I'll fuck you. And I ain't saying I wouldn't fuck you. Fuck it. I even say I would fuck you. You're a very beautiful woman. You know what I mean? You look, honestly, like 300% better in that picture that you took in a motherfucking work bathroom than you didn't look at any fucking picture that you didn't took chilling at your crib or whatever the fuck that you didn't posted. You know what I mean? Real fucking talking. You know why? Because you motherfucking happy.
Right.
And no matter how many times, you know, you be like, well, I was trying to, you know, I like you and I'm happy that you happy.
In the beginning of how I am happy, but you know, you've always given me good advice, like a brother would, and you always gave.
And that's how I thought we was kind of like, but you know what I mean? You would hit me with an uppercut every once in a while, but that's how I thought we was.
Well, I mean, yeah, too, but it doesn't.
Wait, hold on, time out.
I noticed that nobody else is speaking while we are.
Uppercut? You thought it was just okay?
I mean, I'm like, but listen to me. Listen. Since we hold on. Since we opening up the Larry motherfucking Kushingberry files, just let me tell you, every time that she would say anything like that, it would be like, I was just flirting with you, but you not accepting my advances, so I'm gonna leave you alone. And I would tell her then, kind of like, look, I really don't even be peeping that shit. We sitting here chopping it. You are homegirl, like, shit. You lie, but you are homegirl.
Hold on.
She's telling me that
I want to say something, cuz.
But you are homegirl.
Do you use the analogy? For you to use the analogy, you noticed a few uppercuts. That meant for you to say that she was throwing some really powerful shit. And you just noticed a few uppercuts?
I'm trying to tell you. I didn't catch the jabs.
Hey, you didn't know, but the thing about it is, what I liked about you is that you actually paid attention. Some motherfuckers, when you be talking to them, they be like, oh, yeah, right. So when you going to take your drawers off? And that is a turn off to me. I want somebody to at least, show, let's have a conversation. Ask a question, I ask a question, vice versa. Let's get into each other's minds and get a little bit deeper. And please believe it, if we get a deeper connection like that, then sex is going to be explosive. But shit, you just coming at me pretending like you interested just so you can get some booty. I mean, nigga, please.
Hold on. You just blew my motherfucking head off with that one right there. I mean, honestly, listen to me. And I'm going to make this like 15 seconds so everybody else can talk, because I know I've been talking. Man, we done talked about so much shit. We done talked about so much motherfucking shit that honestly, I'm about high as fuck because I'm on this new shit. But because of that, it's hurting me to my motherfucking heart to hear you tell me that I ain't worth my motherfucking friendship because I ain't talking about fucking.
No. Now you getting a little hostile. Calm down, baby. That's not what I said. What I said was that I'm going to stop flirting with a man who is not taking the interest in noticing that I'm flirting with him. We are not ending any level of friendship. Our friendship is what I value more. And I just hope that, in the real world, that I'm able to meet a man with similar qualities like you that I'm attracted to, and he'll be attracted to me. You know what I mean? I know that being a friend to you, I know that I deserve that. Do you know what I mean?
That's what's up.
You deserve a nigga better than me, real talk.
Hey, let me get in here real quick. On the flip side, now exactly what Ms. Karma was expressing about how that attentiveness that you were showing led her to feel special. And it's a trip hearing it. Well, no, I'm just saying special to you in a way that, made her feel like, maybe there was some kind of connection. It's a trip hearing this coming from the woman, because I don't know if y'all remember, one time we talked about how sometimes men think just because I give them, I'm looking at them like they're my homies and I'm talking to them, and then, like I've been actually blamed, or accused of doing something. It seemed like doing something wrong because I even let a conversation take place in an inbox, because like that's almost like if you talk to somebody and spend time giving them worthy advice and listening to their problems, that's sending a signal that you like them. And that's what I'm not really understanding. Like, do people really not develop friendships anymore that just, are friendships?
Because to be honest about it, although we said we talk shit like all in the group or whatever, whenever I need to talk about some real shit, or whenever I was going through some shit, what did I call you? Y'all Black Superman? Only because whenever I need them, they was there to offer advice from a man's perspective without sitting dogging me for mistakes I made. And so that there is how I developed just a friendship. And I've always told them from the beginning, I don't want to ruin our relationship just by fucking you. I would rather just be your friend and keep our friendship. You know what I mean?
But see, Lady KD, let me jump in right.
Mean that I'm not going to develop a friendship. It's just my feelings. I didn't ask him to feel this way.
Yeah, but that's what it seems like to me. It's almost like
KD,
people spend
KD,
time.
let me say this to you real quick. KD, let me say this to you real quick. People, when they get a hold to a sensation like she felt, it don't necessarily mean that it had to be him. But what people do is they gravitate to things that make them feel good and feel special if they're looking for that. See, if she was just looking for a best friend, she'd have made the nigga best friend. And I ain't mean, and even though we're talking about you, but I mean this about me, Mr. Kushingberry, and KD, Miss Time. You understand what I'm saying? But these are emotional things. This goes deeper than a person having a notion. She ain't got, in most instances, you don't have control over that because that's how it really supposed to go. When people stop using that sense that they got about their body. Your body tell you every motherfucking thing. But when people start watching TV, listening to these watching these commercials about what a body is supposed to look like, and you go about physicalities, when people start doing that, the very tools that she just used are no longer existent, and that's what's supposed to be the thing. You're supposed to go with what you feel, with what feels good naturally.
Right.
That's natural. So even though you're saying what you're saying, you had the same mechanism. Maybe you've been able to control it a lot more. Maybe you've had more experience with it because I'm trying to tell you, best friends end up married. So when you're saying, watch when you're saying, do people even bond friendships anymore? Yeah, the fuck they do, and then they get married. Because that's part of being married. You want to marry your best friend. Motherfucker know everything about you.
Right. I mean, somebody that you have just a close, intimate relationship with, and intimacy doesn't necessarily mean y'all have to sleep with each other. It's just being able to understand each other from
the last 10 years of your life, you met this motherfucker at your job, and he done been at every family picnic with his broad. You been with your nigga, and then all of a sudden, y'all ain't got people no more, and you and this motherfucker go at it. Because that's good enough. Not all the time. Not all the time. I'm not saying that all opposite relationships, but
I've been listening to y'all talk about me and everything else for a minute. Just let me say this. Listen, real talk. Just listen for a minute, though. Real talk, man. I mean, this is my thing right here. That's it. It's so fucked up to me because that is what everybody thinks. And I thought that a guy and a female can't be motherfucking friends. Because if you like each other, you like each other. You know what I mean? And that shouldn't be right. We should be able to talk. We should be able to discuss things. And everybody, I mean, you know what I'm saying? I don't feel that attraction always has to be, fuck it. He ain't attracted to me, I'm attracted to him. Or because, like I said, I never said I wasn't attracted to you. You're a very beautiful woman. You know what I mean? I'm not trying to be all like the little public, oh, yeah, every woman is beautiful and all that. But no, I mean, real talk. And it ain't got to be that. Because we better than that.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Wasn't even looking for that from you at all. This has always just been a friendship from the honest standpoint, and that's what.
Miss Carmen, even when we discussed that in the inbox, I was so naive that I didn't know you was talking about me.
Yeah, I noticed, and it kind of like I'm not gonna say that it made me upset, but it allowed me to think a little bit more about my feelings. I'm not gonna continue to keep pressing the issue about someone if they're not noticing. That means that I need to move around. I'm not gonna stand stagnant, by expressing my feelings and it's not being noticed.
Stop lying. Neon light.
Baby.
And that's why you already heard how it was answered. You know what I mean? But
I guess I go back to sleep.
Okay, we get it. Flashlight.
I mean, really, I thought that's what you was doing. I thought you was getting them in. I thought you was getting them. You know what I mean? I thought, shit. I was like, on your motherfucking shoulder and shit like, hell yeah, that's the one. No, fuck that nigga. You know what I mean?
Yeah, actually, you was. I mean,
with.
you gave me like very, very great advice and everything, especially about like watching my feelings and stuff like that, because we may not feel the same way. You was honest with it. You ain't sugarcoat shit. You know, and most dudes be like, you know, talking shit, but you wasn't. You was being honest. You know what I mean? And that's what I appreciated about it.
I'm sorry I'm not a dirty ass nigga, but once again, it's kind of like that's what females like. They like contradictory motherfuckers. They want a nigga who got everything, who just gonna give it to them, but for nothing. You know what I mean? And I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about in general, no matter how you think about it. You know what I mean? No matter how you think about it, a woman want a contradictory guy. You want a guy who your best friend, but like you said, you want the this and the that, and without me even knowing it was me, the first thing I was about to say to you is that could be a double-edged sword, too. Sometimes best friends ain't always supposed to be together.
Yeah, that's true, too. I mean, because I had a best male friend. I mean, it was cool. I mean, we did everything. Went shopping and whatever, went out to dinner and stuff like that. But then all of a sudden, we was drinking and stuff, and we wound up getting it on. And I'm like, damn. But then once we had like a second experience and another person was involved, then he chose the other person over me. Now, I don't have a problem with that because in the beginning we was friends, but it's the fact that, you know,
I think I'm better.
He didn't fulfill my needs.
Looks like
and for that sole person I already had.
Oh my God, Flawless, I'm going to come over.
Hold on, I can't hear you. Come on, bro.
I just sent the threat to Flawless. I'm sorry. He didn't hear it.
Hey, yo, I needed that break, though, because I want to take this other caller. 248, you on DCR, the Clinic Radio. How do you feel about this? Miss Karma is turning down my advances.
Oh, my God, she was so wicked for that.
Really?
I so hate you for that right now.
Oh, my God. My bad. You know I'm talking shit. You know I'm talking shit. I'm my bad. You know that. My bad. In my head, it was funny.
Hey, don't be mad because somebody told me to change the batteries in my flashlight, and I did it with a split second. That's not my fault, partner.
Hey, y'all, she done turned the motherfuckings off and shit. I ain't said a motherfucking in about 25 minutes.
You wasn't looking at it when I changed the batteries for you the first time, so yeah, moving along. Who's the caller?
That's what's up. Who is the caller? Shit. Hello? Do we have one?
Coco, how are you?
Caller, are you there?
Yes, it's Coco. How are you?
Hi, Coco.
What up, Coco?
Hey, Coco.
What's good?
I'm just getting off work, so.
Damn.
Oh, glad you all work. Make that money.
Congratulations. Another day, another dollar.
Hold on. I got some shit for that somewhere. Let me find that shit, because that's what I'm talking about. Motherfucker talking about they making that top motherfucking dollar. You can't beat that shit.
You know what?
Yeah,
I heard something years ago. I did silly. I heard something that a man want a woman that's a Jap.
What?
What?
Men want a woman that's a Jap.
A Jap?
Like a Japanese?
They have a job, automobile, in a place. A Jap.
Oh,
yeah.
Wow.
Jap.
Yeah, I mean, that would be nice. That would look good on your resume. It really would.
I mean, it's kind of hard being friends. I mean, I love men and everything like that, but I had to cut some of them out.
You cuss everybody out, don't you?
Look, I was trying to keep friends and everything, and sometimes if they're trying to take it to another level and you want to keep it as friends, sometimes you got to cut ties. Certain things you got to make a
that's a good thing, because that's one of the things I preach. You have to be a good shepherd of your word. If you tell a nigga you don't want to be bothered like that, that means you got to stop hanging out with him like you was, and just spending the night calling and checking up on him. Fuck that. You know the nigga like it. You can't display anything that want to display you like him.
I have a best friend. We've been friends about 26 years. And I'm his daughter's godmom. And still to this day, they accuse us of having sex. We ain't never had sex. Never. Well, we.
Not well.
We can't take it to the next level.
One of y'all did, and somebody seen it in that person's face.
Huh?
I said one of y'all wanted to, and somebody seen it in that person's face.
No,
I think if it really wanted to go down, then it could, but I think both of them value each other's friendship. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he told me, you're right, because he told me he put me on the pedestal, he valued my friendship too much, and he ended up cheating on me. So I have to admit, at least he was honest.
And I understand that, but what I'm saying, if somebody accused one of y'all or both of y'all together, people don't understand. Like I was just explaining about girl, you can't help who you like, man. The Bible tell you the heart don't have no motherfucking conscience. It do what it wants.
Yeah, but you don't
like
always like your best
and
friend
it's
just because they're the opposite
gonna
sex.
show on your face. No matter how honest you being about what you're supposed to do, what you see is what you feel. What you feel is what you see.
You're absolutely right.
Just because you close to your best friend,
can't really help it, and sometimes you can't hide it. And people know they people. Like you know your sister, you know who you know when they for luncheon and all that good stuff.
You do hear me trying to
talk?
Like
a baby doll.
Yeah.
Damn, this is fucked up.
Go ahead, KD.
Man, I forgot what the fuck I was trying to say now.
I'm gonna be honest myself. Listen to something about that. You know, being college educated, you know you don't need a thug. You know you don't want that, but just you want something that you know you should not have. You know, like
so
you know that. You know,
you do want them. You just don't need them. Is what you're saying. But what the fuck?
See, that's the thing about you trying to move up. You trying to get something different. You know, like a comeback girl.
She funny as hell. She said you're trying to move up.
You trying to level up on my ass?
Be honest. I want a man to meet me halfway. I want him to meet me halfway and stuff like that. I don't want a man to take care of me because, for my concern, you take care of me, that's when you have everything on me. I don't want a man to meet me halfway.
Right, you have too much control.
Hold up.
It's too much control.
Time out for 1 minute. Where the hell did this conversation come from? I thought we was on some other shit. I ain't never heard.
We was a flawless segment.
What'd he say?
He said a whole.
I'm not understanding. I got lost.
He's saying that you can't help who you love and everything, and I just said, me being college educated, someone you don't need a thug, but that's what your heart go for. You what you don't need, what you want. Okay, you need to move up.
Ain't nobody in love, nigga. What you talking about?
Look, do you understand? Women is burying motherfuckers in jail every day, every minute that we speak right now. Listen to me. Your heart is not going to stop anything else. There ain't anything else going to stop your heart, for real. You know what you like. You've been liking that little nappy-head nigga from the 4th grade for the longest. You know he married. You know the nigga man got a couple kids. But ain't that your boo? Okay then. So it's the same thing. Sometimes people want to be critical of people for being human. That's what you call being human. People scared to be human. I ain't scared to be wrong. I ain't scared to
I gotta gain some type of order to this. So I need one of my callers to just hang out for a minute, and I'm going to take another caller. But I don't want to throw like 5 or 6 of us on now because right now we going. You know what I mean? I need Coco or Miss Carmen just to bow for maybe about 3-4 minutes. But you're going to hear everything, but I'm just going to have you off, and I'm going to bring you back in.
No problem.
All right.
Okay, which one of y'all ladies willing to take that bow for a minute?
I'll take it.
I can listen for a minute. Oh, okay. It doesn't
both
matter.
of y'all said, so I'm going to go with who on top, who the fuck on top and shit. Because you say Lila, she wanted to stay on top, right?
Lilith.
Lilith wanted to stay on top. Right, okay. So I'm going to put 469 on hold. That's Miss Karma. I'll put you on hold for a second.
Okay.
And I'm going to take this caller right here. Hey, yo, this is DCR, the Clinic Radio. Who the fuck is this?
Hey, what's up? Black motherfucking dynamite.
Not motherfucking dynamite.
That's 12:30. I turn the night.
Dynamite.
What's up,
Dynamite? Turn a nice stick.
At 12:30, I turn the night stick.
What's up, my doula? Hey, man, what you got? What you got on this take, man? Have you? I don't know how long you've been listening, but I mean, what you got on this, man? Because this shit straight up blindsided me, and I've been telling people personally, I don't want no show to be about me, and all of a sudden the show is about like spawned off of some shit that's been happening.
Yeah, you know, I've been in a situation twice. When I was in college, one friend I ended up sleeping with is still a friend to this day, and the other one, she was giving me the hints early, but I wasn't taking them.
Right.
Later on,
now, was you?
No, wait. Hold on.
Was you not taking them because
did you not know?
Right. Thank you, bro.
I didn't notice it. No, I wasn't trying to notice it.
Right. He wasn't even thinking that way. He wasn't even thinking that way, bro.
Right. And then when it finally came down to it, it was too late. And then later on, I realized what I really wanted with her, and I tried to make this advance, and she did the same.
Well, I'm gonna say this real quick. We already know motherfucking Kushingberry noticed his because his analogy was an uppercut. What would your analogy be about the move that was made on you as the flirt? What would you compare it to? He said his was an uppercut, and I don't understand how you just can just forget about a motherfucking uppercut. But I want to hear what you got to say.
I put it like this.
No, give me your analogy first. What was your flirt the flirt that you said you seen coming? You knew that they was coming, but you was just ignoring them. What would you compare them flirts to? Like I said, now mind you, motherfucking Kushingberry compared his to uppercuts. What would you compare yours to?
I would say uppercuts. I would say, you really can't say blindside.
She caught you when you weren't looking?
You know what really do that.
Is that what you said?
No, I wouldn't say that.
Okay, come on, tell me what you said. What you gonna compare it to?
You know what it's like? You go into the neighborhood and the speed limit 45. No, the speed limit 25. And they got speed bumps in the road, but you go on through there 45.
This bitch is dumb. She said, fuck it, I'm gonna pull my skirt up and everything. See my nipple, nigga? You don't see this? Okay, I got you.
So I'm gonna keep on going. I'm gonna just ignore it. I see the speed limit.
Wow. Okay, I hear you. You act like the boss ain't respect. You like it ain't my car. You driving, bitch. It ain't mine.
I ain't gonna slow down. I'm gonna hit the speed bump going 45.
Man, y'all so stupid, man. I can't listen to this shit no more, man. I'm dying laughing, dog. My stomach hurt. My cheeks hurt, dog.
Now guess what? You gotta get your car back in line. That's about $100.
I mean, but how many times you duck and weave an uppercut? If you seen an uppercut coming, I mean, what you supposed to do? Even if you get hit by one, you ain't mad. I mean, you ain't trying to figure out who threw. I mean, what? Just hit me and you just keep on walking down the hallway like it didn't happen?
Oh no, you can't do that.
Hold on. We're gonna stop this. Real talk. Check this out, man. Real talk, Dynamite. Now, this is what I want to know. That was enough, man. That shit was funny in motherfucker. This is what I want to know, dog. I want to know, real talk. Do you feel me? Do you feel me, though?
I think what you're trying to do, you want to stay that friend. You don't want to go across the line. You want to be you want to stay the good guy, because if you cross over that line, it might be something different, right?
Dude, hey, man, I thought you was on my side, dog. I ain't never played the good guy, dog. I'm trying to tell you, look, I'm telling you the truth, man. Listen.
Yeah.
I'm trying. Look, this is how the shit went down, dog. Since we got to bring my life out, you know what I mean? This is how the shit went down. We online, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
She seen me, I seen her. You know what I mean? We associated. You know what I mean? We chopping it. She talking good shit. I'm talking good shit. But shit changed.
Yeah.
And when it changed, and this is how I feel now, when shit changed, I'm thinking it changed because, okay, we can go back in the tapes. We can go back in the motherfucking archives on this motherfucking shit. Real talk.
Yeah.
The Clinic Radio. Because Miss Karma is a faithful and loyal motherfucking listener. You know what I mean? And motherfucking supporter. And much love to you. You know what I mean? And she done been on there. And we done had arguments and spats. And not until today, nigga, I'm sorry, man. Everybody don't want to be called nigga. My brother, you know what I mean? Check this out. Not until today have I motherfucking known that all that shit was about me, dog.
Yeah.
and everybody probably like, he playing like he's stupid. No, real motherfucking talk. And I ain't even trying to put her on blast. I feel like you put me on blast. And then I feel wrong. Huh?
I didn't notice it either.
You didn't notice me, and like I said, I did not fucking know, and I feel so bad right now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because that's my homegirl and shit, and she done been through a lot. She a strong-ass woman. She done been on here. She done told her story. Her shit is here. You know what I mean?
Flawless, cut it out.
Hold on, I got you. I'm gonna let you talk to your baby for a minute. But I told you know what I mean. You know what I'm saying? Her story on here. You know what I mean? And man, I swear I thought I was being a friend to somebody he needed a friend, and I feel bold as hell now because I feel like out of all this time, she like, I really liked you, and you was the one I was trying to chop it with, and I'm feeling like, damn, I thought I was being that friend you needed.
Right.
You know what I mean? So it's a clash there because I feel like that wasn't enough. Like that wasn't really what you wanted. But I felt like that's what I was being. That's what I was trying to be.
Yeah. Which is good.
And I ain't gonna lie to you. I ain't gonna tell you. I'm sorry, Dynamite. I'm just gonna talk for like about 20 more seconds, and I'm gonna put Miss Karma back in so she can tell her side of the story. But I mean, bro. When we first was chopping this shit, yeah, of course, it was an attraction, and we was talking our little things back and forth, but that shit stopped. Well, for me, I thought it did. It stopped when we really got personal, and she like, look, what you think about this?
Yeah.
And that's why I said women love contradictory niggas, because if you stop me and tell me, look, nigga, I want you to think about this. Like, you my dog, you my nigga, you my brother. What you think about this? I gotta fucking stop and think about it like I'm your dog, I'm your nigga, I'm your brother.
Right.
You know what I mean? And I'm so fucking happy to hear her on the motherfucking show, dog. Like, this girl doing so much better. You know what I mean? Real talk.
Yeah.
Nigga, I'm high. I ain't gonna lie to you. But I got damn near tears in my eyes. They ain't gonna fall, but I'm fucked up. Real talk. You know what I mean? Because I'm like, I'm so happy that she doing so much better. And it's like she hit me with a blow like, nigga, that ain't what the fuck I was talking about. You know what I mean?
Yeah. That's good, man.
You know what I mean? Like,
I don't think you should feel so bad because you just didn't get it. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you got it, and you just was like playing with her feelings or something, then you should feel like shit. But you was just being a friend.
KD, she told me, but she would tell me like she done said it on the show for like, well, yeah, I used to like you, late, cause man, I can't fuck with you, nigga. You just that. And I'm like, hey, I'm who the fuck I am, you know. And we did, you know, had our little battles and spats on this motherfucker. That's my homegirl, you know what I mean? And it's just like, damn, that's it crazy. But I gotta put her in because it ain't even fair talking about this woman and she can't even say nothing. You know what I mean?
Right. You hear what I'm saying? That's how mean you are. No, that's just how mean you are. You mean as shit. I've been telling you that shit. How the fuck you gonna sit up here and just I let you go on with it. You know what I mean? But one thing that I do like about you, though, you are honest, and that's what I've been telling you from the beginning. But I did offer friendship, if nothing more. I mean, shit, I was living in Oklahoma. You live in the D. You know what I mean? When the last time I've been there? So that's what you offered me was friendship, and that's what I asked for. But it doesn't mean that I didn't develop feelings for you. I mean, because you kept it real and 100 with everybody, but I still flirted. But when I noticed that the advances wasn't being returned, I was like, okay, well, fuck it. You know what I mean? But when I came at you and started talking about my coworker and everything, you gave me the real. You didn't come at me like, well, you know, fuck that nigga, I can fuck you right now. You was being a friend and let me know from the pros and cons of messing around with somebody. You know what I mean? But that shit was like, what, 7 months ago? You know what I mean? That was a long time ago, and I still came back at you like, you know, I like you. But you like,
now I got a question.
la-da-da, not for sports. You know what I mean? So I was like, okay, well,
I got a question. Go ahead, that it's kind of like off the subject, but on the subject, because I've seen a lot of women do this, and I've heard a lot of my male friends tell me that they got female friends to do this, and when they female friends do this, I'll be like, she's doing that because she like you. They be like, no, she don't even be trying to holler at me like that. She just asked me about old dude or whatever, or this guy. And my question is, a lot of women, why do you tell, use the guy that you're attracted to talk about situations dealing with another guy? Because it confuses them. I mean, I thought my male friends were actually kind of stupid.
How does it confuse them when he wasn't looking at me like that in the first place? That shouldn't have been any form of confusion there.
Listen, that's what I'm trying to explain.
What I end up hearing from my guy friends is, then she got mad at me because she said that she wanted something between us, but I always thought we was cool. And then I'd be like, I told you she liked you, but they really didn't see it because the topic of conversation would be her relationship with him. And she would always make it seem like I just need a guy's opinion. But a lot of women do that in a way. It's like, I think some women think that talking to a guy about stuff as a way of opening up a more intimate level of conversation with them so that you can express what you want.
Not necessarily. It's just like, you know, when we interact with people at work, not only do you get the opinion from other females, but you also get an opinion from males. And that's what, Buddha did for me. He gave me his point of view and his perspective from a male's point of view, but also from a female's level of emotion, too. I mean,
so once you started like digging them, did you still continue talking about other relationships?
This how it started. When I first came into the group, you know, I was like way bigger than what I am now. You know what I mean? Posting pictures is just being cool. But when I noticed him and went to his page and stuff and started paying attention to, you know, his comments and everything like that, he wasn't on no stupid shit that you run into niggas on the street. He's an intelligent man. You know what I mean? And that right there is a very attractive trait. But when I came on to him, it's like, yeah, you just a friend. I'm not gonna, you know, get any deeper.
Right.
But the thing about it is that I never just came out like and said verbally, hey, you know what I mean? Let's kick it.
Okay.
So we never did. Like I said, this go way back like 2 years ago is when it first began. It's only now that I'm being a little bit more outspoken and saying, hey, you know what I mean? How come you did not notice? But he was still offering me friendship. And it wasn't no using type. It's just, we're so far away. Of course, I'm going to meet somebody else. I'm not wearing blinders. And that's the thing.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
But it doesn't mean that
I didn't even know you was waiting or even thinking like that. That's the whole thing.
I kept it to myself. You know what I mean?
Because
I mean, although, like you said, it was uppercut, and you just, you know, you didn't know that's what it was.
When I say uppercuts, and that's what nobody would ever let me explain. You would come to me
like you
and you would hold on, CKD, I need to explain this. Nobody will let me explain this. And we only got 10 minutes. when she would say, "Look, nigga, I'm flirting with you," or I'm trying to come on to you, you know, or whatever, however she would display that, when she would say that, she would always say it with the like also letting me know, with that being said, you know, you
I
my
still
dog.
see you as a friend.
I wouldn't fuck you anyway because we too cool
you
like that.
Friend.
So it's kind of like, okay, what you tell, it's kind of like I'm feeling like what you telling me is, you know what? When we was first talking this shit, nigga, I'd have fucked your ass, or I'd have fucked with you. But you know what? We so close now, I wouldn't fuck with you. And like I always told you, I'm like, oh, that's kind of bull. I'm losing my left artist. But I'm talking shit because if I ever really and truly thought that was what you was trying to do or your intentions, then I wouldn't be so stupid to the fact of what the fuck you was trying to do.
Well, I mean, how would that have changed anything, though? Because you still had your own relationship going on, too. Do you know what I mean? And that's the level that we talked about. But
you talking about 2 years ago and all that.
And look how long, look how long I came from 2 years ago. And trust me, you know, from the very beginning all the way to right now. You know what I mean? It's a huge transformation. You know what I mean?
Right.
And you've been there, like, from the very, very beginning. You know what I mean?
But I thought I'd been there like your dog. I didn't know I had been there like your borderline man. I didn't know that. You know what I mean?
In all honesty, like I said, you know, you've always been a great friend to me, and I value our friendship. So I
don't want to stop being that. You know what I mean?
No. Can I finish now? What I'm saying is that since I value our relationship so much, you taught me that I deserve better. Not just better than you, but just better than being treated like I ain't shit or somebody's slave or a punching bag. What you taught me is that I deserve a man that's willing to offer me the level of understanding that you have provided me for the last couple of years. And if I can't have you in the way that I want to, I would like to meet a man with the same qualities. And if he doesn't possess that, then that's not the right motherfucker for me. You hear what I'm saying? And that's one thing that you taught me. So naturally, of course, I'm going to value that. But I know that if anything was to happen on the intimate level, trust me, it'll be so motherfucking in tune with one another. It's going to be like, well, damn, where you been all my life? Like chasing your dumb ass for 2 years. What do you mean? You know what I mean?
That nigga chasing that light like a motherfucker running in the dark. Hey! Hell no. We might have to go get real help though, Mr. Kushingberry. We might not be able to find no. We don't have to pay a professional for the shit we got to unload. Ain't no known person gonna be like. Man, no, not. But we the professionals to the not. We the professionals to the amateurs. We need, colleague help.
Not colleague help.
Damn.
I'm glad it took y'all off a minute to get that.
Oh man, you silly.
This was a cool show, though. I mean, this evening show was pretty good.
I admire your heart. I do. Because every time you call.
I'm trying to grow up and be like her, too. So
every time you call in, you keep it like 110%, and you give us your all. And I just really appreciate the genuineness of that because so many people put up front all the time. And it's like, it doesn't matter how much of you show us, you give it to us raw and honest and genuine. And it's just like, and you've grown. It's like even in the short time that I don't know you, but like he said, you sound happier. You sound like you've gotten some valuable lessons and stuff over the years. And, you've just shared your progress with people. And I'm sure it's some woman out there that's going to listen to this show and hear, some of the strides that you made, you know what I'm saying, and be inspired by that. So, I really respect you for it. I really do.
I just believe too that if a person want to do better, it starts with you. You can lead a horse to water, but you can't make them drink. And I'm the type of person, if one path don't work for me, then obviously that's the wrong one that I'm on. I need to look for something different. I don't stop. I don't quit. I keep moving because I'm a determined person. I want to be happy. I've always wanted to be happy. And if it took me leaving a dude, from beating on me all the time in order for me to reach my happiness, so be it. I am happier now than I've ever been in all my life. And that's not going to change over no guy. I would never allow a guy to make me feel as worthless or down low as I did before. That's pathetic. I look back at that and I'm like, I can't believe that I let this fool convince me otherwise. You know what I mean?
Right.
So, yeah.
Oh my God. You know what I forgot to say? I forgot to tell Coco that she was back online. You've been online for quite some time. I forgot to tell you that. I couldn't. They was gone.
That's all.
Damn.
Okay, check this out, y'all. Flawless got this little hookup he want to do. Not a little, because I always say that, and I hate to do that. Fuck that. Ain't shit little. Flawless has an episode that he wants to do next week called what, Flawless?
Ask a Black Man.
But we're going to change it to Ask a Black Person because we do have Lady KD on here with us.
Well, okay. Right, KD. That's it. We have to ask a Black person. And what the premise is.
I'm going to ask a Black motherfucker.
Okay. That's better. Ask a Black motherfucker.
Okay. That's it.
I can't wait till y'all
up.
I can't wait till y'all take the show on the street, just walk up to people, just ask their opinion about a particular, subject or whatever. That'll be fly right there. You know what I mean?
Coming.
I'm rooting for it. I'm rooting for y'all.
It's coming. But what I want to happen is I want y'all to either call in with the questions or preferably use the email that Mr. Motherfucking Kushingberry provided earlier in the show.
The Clinic Radio.
Sure before it's over with, he's gonna provide it again. And go ahead, say it again.
theclinicradio@gmail.com.
That's the email you use to send us your questions. Ask a Black motherfucker. It don't matter what the question is, what it's about. It could be about your mama. It could be about your toenails. It could be about your car not starting. It could be about that nigga getting on your nerves. It could be about that bitch that's calling your house all the time. It don't matter. Ask a Black motherfucker.
Yep.
And we're going to answer the questions. And we're going to answer it right there on the spot. Emails and calls. So that's what we want to happen next time. I know we're about to try to take it to the close.
Yeah, that's what we're going to do.
I just got off work. I still got on my work clothes, so I'm about to hop in the bathtub and relax my muscles.
That sounds so good. Because you know what? I got to hop in the shower, too, because I feel so violated right now. You know what I mean? I'm just going to hop in. Hey, I'm going to be in the shower in the corner crying.
Hey, you're thinking all crazy.
I'll be in the shower in the corner almost on my, sitting almost like in a fetal position and shit, just crying and shit. Like, why does the show have to be about me? Why does the show have to be about me?
You be scrubbing your body with a wire brush.
No,
wire hangers.
I feel dirty.
I can give you a shower if you need some help.
Ooh.
Nah.
Hey, there you go.
I'm sorry. I see, and he's going to avoid that again too. See.
That was a roundhouse kick to the temple.
Y'all heard it here yourself. You know what I mean? Don't even play.
Shut up.
Was that an uppercut again?
No, that was a roundhouse kick to the temple.
Hold on. You done had a long day.
Then they killed that nigga.
He didn't offer to bathe you. You need to take her up on that. You just stand there and get washed up like a baby.
Hey, now that one was literally a kick in the nuts. That was a kick in the nuts right there.
Y'all got oh man, I'm cold with that shit. I really don't appreciate that shit. I hate that shit even had to go down like that. But I like to thank my motherfucking co-host Flawless Fortunado, and Lady KD. Thank y'all for calling in. All my motherfucking callers and shit, all the motherfucking listeners. Thank you, Miss Karma. Thank you, Dynamite, Madula. You know what I mean? Thank you, Coco. Thank you for everybody online listening. Thank you for everybody on the phones. We'll be back next Thursday. We want to do that episode, so y'all hit us at theclinicradio@gmail.com. You know what I mean? Any question, I don't give a fuck what it is. We got the fucking answer, and bet we get it right. You know what I mean? Check it out. The Clinic Radio. We'll be back next Thursday. Peace.
You are now listening to DC Radio.
Going full throttle, man. Full throttle, man. Going full throttle, man. Full throttle, man. Full throttle, man. Full throttle, man. Going full throttle, man. Full throttle, man. Going full throttle, man. Full throttle, man. Going full throttle, man. Full throttle, man. Full throttle, man. Full throttle, man. Going full throttle, man. Full throttle, man. No, I'm not a killer. 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 You ain't fucking with me. 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 Come on. Going full throttle, man. Full throttle, man. Going full